Little Bear's Moonlight Adventure by Julian Lobo. Little Honey Bear could not sleep, though his bedroom window the moon was shining as bright as the day. The snowy woods gleamed in the brilliant moonlight, and surely the moon was smiling at him. "Why, hello, moon!" cried the little bear, and he rushed out into the glittering woods. There, in the moonlight, with Lily Long Ears making snow hair. "Hello, little honey bear," said Lily. "Couldn't you sleep either?" "Oh, Lily," said the little bear, "the moon sailed right in the front of my window, and she smiled at me." "Me too," said Lily. "She's so bright and smiley tonight, I just had to come out to say hello." She showered little bear with the snow. "Catch me if you can," she cried, and darted away through the trees. They ran through the moonlight woods into the wide snowy meadow. Half above hung the moon, and right across the frozen meadow ran the shining silver pathway. "It's the pathway to the moon," cried the little bear. "Just think, Lily, we could walk all the way to the moon and say hello." Little Honey Bear squeaked a tiny voice. "Can I come too?" "Course you can, tiny mouse," said the little bear. So off along the moon path went the three friends. "What shall we do when we get to the moon?" asked Lily. "We shall have a tea," said Little Bear. "We shall have the moon cake and moon juice." "What are the moon cakes like, Little Honey Bear?" asked the tiny mouse. "Why, you are round and flat. They are round and flat and silvery," said the little bear. "And very sweet, of course." "Let's go then," squeaked the tiny mouse. Suddenly, the night grew colder. A crispy wind whipped the snow into the little flurries. The path to the moon grew steeper and steeper. "It's an awful long way to the moon," gasped the tiny mouse. "My little paws are freezing." So the little bear scooped the tiny mouse into his paws and set him on his big shoulder. "That's much better," said the tiny mouse, tucking his toes into the little bear's thick furry coat. "My paws are happy now." Up and up ran the moon path toward the very top of the hill. Snowflakes slung their eyes and whirled into their ears. "Do you think we'll get there soon, Little Honey Bear?" gasped Lily. "Only my ears are getting rather cold." As she spoke, the great cloud blew in front of the moon, and the moon path disappeared. Suddenly, it was very dark. "I don't like it, Little Honey Bear," said Lily. "I don't like it at all. I don't think I want to go to the moon after that," said the tiny mouse, "even for the moon cake." So off they sat down the hill. Down and down they slipped and slattered until they reached the woods. "Perhaps the moon is cross and doesn't want to see us after all," said the little honey bear. "I want to go home," quavered Tiny Mouse. "Me too," grasped Lily. But everything looked different in the dark, and they couldn't find their way home. The trees creaked and groaned, and the wood was full of shadows. "I think we're lost," sniffed the little bear. "And I want my mommy." Suddenly, the silver light flooded the woods, and up above, bubbling between the trees, smiling moon appeared. "Hooray!" cried everyone. And then the moonlight flew up the big furry bear, and her arms opened wide, and she ran toward them. "Oh, little honey bear, I'm so glad I found you," cried the mommy bear, and she gave them all a very big bear hug. "Oh, mommy, said the little bear. We're going to have a tea with the moon, but when she got cross with us and hid. And we didn't get to drink moon juice, sighed Tiny Mouse. Or taste the mooncake, said the lily sadly. Mother Bear smiled, and she took them all back to the warm bear house for the special moon supper, with the golden honey, cakes, and warm milk to drink. The moon wasn't cross. She was there all along, she said, only the clouds were hiding her. Mommy, said the little bear, later as she tucked him up in his bed, I did so very much want to go and see the moon. Why, little bear? We don't need to go to the moon to see her. She's all around us. Little Honey Bear looked through the window. Every tree was hung with 1,000 glazy rainbows in the bright moonlight. And then the moon sailed through the trees and smiled at him. Good night, moon, said Little Bear, rubbing his eyes. Then he turned over and fell fast asleep. The end.